Hey, what's going on guys, Oscarmini here and welcome back to the channel. Here is a review of the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus. But before we head into the full review, be the cool guy or girl who clicks on the subscribe button to stay notified and updated on this channel. So without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. To set this device up took roughly 3 minutes to get everything up and running, and the basic things I noticed right after the setup was iOS 5.0.2, as expected of TECNO. Setting up the fingerprints and face unlock were pretty much straightforward, although as always, I'd rather you stick to the fingerprint option as that's way safer. If you are wondering what's new here from the Pouvoir 3 to the Plus model, the major things to note include a better display. You're getting an AMOLED display here, a larger battery, 5K to 6K mAh, a non-remappable Google Assistant button, and a redesigned chassis. So talking about the design of the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus, it pretty much looks like most designs we've seen from TECNO and Infinix in recent times. The regular display with a water drop notch, but this time, this device feels a little bulky and that owes to the 6000 mAh battery here. In fact, I have quite a number of phones here and they all share that semblance. For instance, it really does look like the TECNO Phantom 9, even down to the pattern lines at the rear. The rear houses the triple camera setup, LED flash, fingerprint sensor at the regular and expected position, and the TECNO branding at the bottom. The rear also has this parallel pattern lines just like I said earlier. The top remains bland while the bottom houses the down-firing speakers, which you accidentally cover most of the time, micro USB ports, mouthpiece opening, and the 3.5mm jack ports. The left side features a dedicated Google Assistant button, something I'm not a fan of. I mean, that button isn't remappable, and also a dual SIM and micro SD card dedicated tray. And yes, Globand 28 is supported on this device. To the right side, you have the volume rocker and the power button. Now coming to the front of the device, we can see a front-facing 30-megapixel sensor in that water drop notch. And we have a 6.35-inch AMOLED display here with a resolution of 720 by 1548, hence an HD Plus panel. Now this display has noticeable bezels, but the color calibration is something I really love here. It really does feel better when compared to the Phantom 9. Now, not in terms of details, before someone goes on to more than me from behind the camera, the Phantom 9's display feels a little warmer and more saturated, off-reality kind of thing. Hence, that's just me saying I tend to like what I see on the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus's display. AMOLED display is a plus here, hence you get true blacks and really enjoyable media consumption. 600 nits of brightness is amazing to view outdoors, and you also have to note that your YouTube streaming is limited to just 720 streams, obviously because of the display resolution you get here. As a result of the triple camera we have here, you should expect mind-blowing photos from the smartphone, right? Well, that isn't exactly true, but it does get the job done. You have a triple camera setup with 13, 8 and 2 megapixel sensors for your main lens, wide angle and depth sensor. The modes here include the video, AI cam, beauty, bokeh, AR shot and panorama. Now speaking of the photos coming off these lenses, they are definitely social media share worthy. We have great dynamic range here and comparable shots we're seeing with most devices in its price range. By the way, if you really want to see a comparison between the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus and the Camon 12, kindly let me know in the comments and let's see how I'll make that happen. As with most phones in 2019, the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus takes great photos as long as you get the subject lit properly. The video here isn't stabilized and you can make videos at up to 1080p from the rear. The front-facing 13-megapixel camera also takes decent photos, but nothing you haven't seen before. Now for low light selfies, you can brighten them up with the front-facing flash here, just like you have on the Phantom 9. And here is also a video from the front-facing camera on the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus.
Yeah, and this is the front camera test for the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus. Tell me what you think, guys.
So before I tell you about the performance on the smartphone, here's a quick rundown of the specs. We get MediaTek Helio P22, which is an octa-core processor clocked at 2 GHz, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 GB internal storage, and it runs on Android 9 Pie. It definitely could handle 2D games thrown at it, But you must bear in mind that though you could play games like PUBG, it actually isn't the best device to handle these tasking 3D games, as you could definitely notice the stutters and lags. The Antutu benchmark score is 75,635, which is about 87% the score of the Phantom 9. The 6000 mAh battery here is the major reason I'll look in the direction of the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus, even before talking about the AMOLED display here. Once I got this device, I made sure I charged to 100% from about 60 out of the box. And by the way, that took me about 2 hours with the 10 watts charger included in the box, and I'm guessing about 4 hours to get it to 100% from zero. I haven't really done that test yet. Now, it's been over 2 days with a full charge here, and I still have 34% battery charge left. All I can say is the battery life here is amazing. I'm definitely gonna have a battery drain test with this device on the channel. Now, as you can see, there are already 3 videos we've made for this device, so why not subscribe right now to stay updated. If you're in the smartphone market to get a decent device, price is one factor that plays a major role here, and that isn't any different in this scenario. I got my unit here for 44,000 Naira or $120, and for that price, you are getting an AMOLED display, decent camera, and a 6000 mAh battery, which I think is a good deal. Now, what are my thoughts on the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus? Well, if you're in search of a device that you have to take about for 2 full days without having to bother about plugging it to power, does decent gaming and a nice looking display, and most of all at an affordable price, I mean for $120 or 44,000 Naira, I actually don't think you'd get a better deal than the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus right now. But if those are not what you're out for, maybe you need a better camera and memory instead, then you might have to consider the TECNO Camon 12, which I'll have reviewed in a few days as I've also been testing this device out. I'd also want to point out that the device feels large to hold owing to the display and battery here. It isn't that much comfortable for a one-handed use, and more so, there'll be ads popping up your notification. Yeah, iOS still got those. And you might want to throw a launcher here. I mean, I've realized that's the way to go with my TECNO devices these days. So there you have it, my detailed review on the TECNO Pouvoir 3 Plus. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and do not forget to like this video, share it, and also subscribe if you haven't done that already. Other than that, it's goodbye, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cuídate.